Hey everybody, this is Dr. Whipple again. I enjoyed reading your project number ones. Some of you I gave video comments on, others I gave written comments on. In either case, if you have any questions about the comments, please don't hesitate to ask. I've graded through, I believe, discussion, question, and comment number 4. And I am beginning, well, I've got one paper number 2 graded only because one number 2 has come in, and that's what I wanted to talk to you today about. Um, Paper number 2 asks you to look at a heavily multimediated article about a series of about an avalanche in Washington State several years ago that killed a number of people, but involved several more people. And the assignment asks you to choose 3 criteria and analyze and make value judgments about it according to those 3 criteria. Now, when we make value judgments, we often say, oh, well, something is good and something is bad. And that's what I want you to do here. I want you to make value judgments. I want you to tell us whether you think the article is good or not good based on your understanding of the criteria. So, for example, if you say that the multimedia is one of your criteria, and there's lots of multimedia there, uh, well, you're going to have to say why the multimedia is good, and you're going to have to give examples. And that's the main thing that I wanted to say in this video, is that for paper number 2, you're going to have to provide examples from the paper. If you're talking about the writing, let's say let's say one of your criteria is that John Branch, the author, um, creates suspense. Well, you're going to have to provide several quoted examples of suspenseful writing from John Branch in the article. And you're going to, once you provide those quotations, you're going to have to explain to us why this is suspenseful writing. If you're talking about the multimedia and how the multimedia has a certain effect, you're going to have to describe that particular multimedia. For example, the interview with Elise Saugstad at the beginning, or the very beginning, the sort of the snow blowing across the ground at the very beginning, or any of the several interactive maps that are there, or the interviews with the survivors, or the girlfriends and wives of the people who were killed. Any of those that you talk about, you're going to have to describe those. Just not say, well, there's a video. You're going to have to describe those and explain why they have the effect that you say they have. Because making a judgment is a three-part process. Three-part process. Okay? Part number 1, you have to make an assertion that something is good. Part number 2, you have to provide the examples of why it's good, plenty of examples of why it's good. And part number 3, you have to explain why those examples prove the point that you're trying to make. So all of those 3 parts need to be in each of your criterion sections. Okay? So this is just my way of saying something I'm saying all the time, which is examples, 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 quotations from the text, quotations from the text, quotations from the text. You can't write a good analysis paper or a value judgment paper, which this is, without providing part of the examined object to the reader and saying, here this is why I think it's great. Just simply referring to it, saying there's lots of good multimedia, that doesn't tell us much of anything. Saying, here are these multimedia things, and this particular multimedia part in this section where the snow is blowing across This white snow is blowing across the ground, and it looks cold and bare, and it gives us a foreboding and sort of negative feeling. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Again, you may have heard I am a real bear for examples, so please provide as many examples as you can. Many students in face-to-face classes have asked me how long this paper needs to be. And I really hate to give um, lengths for papers. Usually I tell students that the paper needs to be as long as it needs to be. As long as, I mean, the paper will tell you, if you're really working hard at it, the paper will tell you when it's through. But I would say 3 pages or less would probably be too short. We're looking about at least 4 to 5 pages on paper number 2. Okay, I hope this has helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. We will have virtual office hours on Tuesday. I wasn't available for them last week, and I was out of town the week before. But we will have virtual office hours, online real-time office hours with you talking to me like I'm talking to you now, except it'll be real time. And I will email the instructions for you for that on Monday. But the virtual office hours will be on Tuesday. Okay? All right. Well, listen, right now outside here in Omaha, it's 50 degrees. We've had a cold spell, and it's kind of cold, and I'm staying inside and working on papers and trying to stay warm. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and a pleasant Saturday afternoon. Um, I look forward to reading your paper number 2s, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. All right? Take care. Have a great remainder of the weekend. Bye-bye.